Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the one and only Rumboyz Fantasy Network. It's your boy Rumboyz Robbie, host for your events of host of the event for the evening here on Rumboyz After Dark. Make sure that you guys hit that like button. Also, subscribe if you have not already, and also share the content. Let everyone know that we are live, baby, here on a Friday night, here to bring you all of the hottest topics happening throughout the NFL, and of course, helping you win your fantasy football championships. First things first, we got to make sure that we keep the lights on up in this thing. So I want to make sure that I shout out Ice Trade Gang. Yo, make sure that you guys go ahead, get yourself a GLD chain. That's right, GLD shop, GLD.com. Link is in the description. Whenever you get on over there, use our promo code GLDG Rum, GLDG, because you're a G, Rum. All right, get on over there, shop GLD, 18 karat gold, get officially licensed and partnered with every league and every sport. Go get you some drip. Go get you some drip. You know, show up to that Thanksgiving dinner or that Christmas work event. You know, looking real nice, representing your sport, representing your team. Get the missus something. Right now, we got 50% off watches over there as well, so you know you can ice up your wrists as well. Just go check it out. Go show some love. You know, cop you a nice Cuban. It's all love. Next up, I want to shout out our homies over at All 22. That's all-22.com. Link is in the description. Whenever you guys get on over there for 40% off the subscription price, go ahead and utilize promo code Rumboyz. Again, that is promo code Rumboyz in all caps. It should be appearing on the screen here any moment. But for 40% off excuse me, for 40% off the subscription price, go ahead, get on over there, use promo code Rumboyz for the for for the ultimate fantasy football experience, setting a full 53-man roster. Think of it as a Madden franchise mode, if you will, for fantasy football. Shout out to our homies over at PFF and All 22 for showing us love. Next, last but certainly not least, actually not last yet, I want to shout out our homies over at Monkey Knife Fight, promo code Rumboyz, 100% match on your very first deposit, all the way up to $100. That's right, get matched on your very first deposit, all the way up to $100 for all your daily fantasy player prop needs. And for all of your pick'em needs, check out the description section. Join us for some champions round. Play our daily dozens. That's right, our daily dozen pool. You get 7 props correct, you win $2,400 on a $12 entry. Enough said. Let's go ahead and get into the cast and crew, ladies and gentlemen. First up, representing the Rumboyz Fantasy Network, and also going for to give it up for Drop the Mic FF.
What's up, good, bro? Rob? Hey, it's another Friday night. And I don't know if you didn't know this, but did you know whoever invented the knock-knock jokes should get a Nobel Prize?
Why is that?
Nobel, just the knock-knock.
Oh, wow. Wow. What a dad joke. Oh, my gosh. I am not high enough or drunk enough for either of those two things. Holy shit. Next up, backstage, you guys can check him out as 1/3 of the fantasy coaches. Also, my brother over on this spot. We gotta get back to giving y'all some content. We're probably gonna get into that during the off season. That's when y'all will care more about that type of shit, to be honest. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the homie Jay Bats. What's good, bro? My paisan.
I think he's frozen.
He is a little bit frozen. It is okay. We are going to keep rolling. I'm sure. There we go.
There you are.
All right.
All right. Took a second. Computer just needed to warm up. Didn't realize it's party time. That's the thing. So.
Exactly. Hey, it's all good. I understand you also dealing with some weather down there in Florida as well. You know. Yeah. Aren't y'all getting like shit on right now?
No, actually that passed through. But yeah, yesterday it was Category 1. I mean, we just lived through a Category 4, so it's fun.
category 1. Put taco on.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, next up, last but certainly not least, give it up for Taco TDS. What are you doing?
Stupid computer problems. I swear.
Wakanda forever. Wakanda forever.
Wakanda forever, baby. R.I.P. Chadwick.
Even though I got the Superman shirt on, you know what I mean?
Weeds, what's up? Let's go ahead and start saying what's up to the chat. You want to go ahead and get those up, bro?
Yep.
We got Weeds, Albert, Pang, what's good? Who else we got? Leafs. Hell yeah. J Money. The homie Dan. Happy Veterans Day to my brother Dan, bro. Happy Veterans Day to the homie Dan and any other veterans that are in the
Shout
chat.
out.
Yo, cheers to me, cheers to you all the Rum Boys and girls. What it do, dilly.
Dilly.
So before I begin, J Money, I know the Magic beat the Suns. My parlay's really pissed off about it, okay? Nevertheless, we have an action-packed show for you, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you guys check out all of our sponsors. Links are in the description. Check out all of these gentlemen. You can follow them on Twitter and all their social media via their name tags that are on the screen. Before we begin making bad decisions, another fucking drink because it's been a long-ass week. Let's go.
Cheers, boys.
And we are also racing with the first topic of the night. Last night we did have Thursday night football here on the Rumboyz Fantasy Network and as well on, Amazon Prime, but they don't pay us to shout them out, so fuck them. Until Jeff Bezos buys my Washington Commanders, I don't care about anything he does. But that aside, we were left with some questions following the Falcons' loss. It almost felt like that for a second. Hot Atlanta was on a hot streak to be able to streak their way towards winning the NFC South. Well, that has became not the case, and now we find ourselves asking, are the Carolina Panthers better off in the post-Matt Rule era? Is P.J. Walker him? Baker Mayfield headbutting the defense as they are coming off of the field? What are our thoughts, and what are our thoughts about Carolina and just the NFC South in general, without going too much into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, because we are going to talk globalization of the NFL later. Mike.
Matt Rule was the problem. P.J. Walker is not him.
Okay. Rule, baby.
That running game has got their shit together since Matt Rule has left. I think Wilk and even though Wilk is a defensive-minded coach, defensive-minded coaches usually like running backs. Mike Vrabel. And they finally got Iquanu's, even though he had 2 penalties back-to-back, because I was pissed about that.
Mike Vrabel has Derrick Henry. I just want to toss that out there.
No. I get that.
It's like having a fucking cheat code.
McCaffrey leaves, and you're doing the passes that you have to throw to McCaffrey outside because you have to use McCaffrey. They're not doing that now, even with who
now you're playing football. You're playing football.
You're playing inside the tackles with Foreman. You're controlling the line of scrimmage. You have Brian Burns. You have Brown and DB or lineman. You got your boy J.C. Horn in the secondary. They're playing control the ball. You saw what they did. They played Atlanta only 10 weeks ago, and that was the game that Carolina would have won if DJ Moore didn't take his helmet off.
Is this what happened? Kind of saw something in the same breath, because like earlier in the week, there was talk of wristbands and wins and correlation, but back and forth, constant forever beef that'll take place between Russell Wilson and Pete Carroll. Is this a classic case of Christian McCaffrey? You were really good and you were a great piece of our team. Of course, he was a great teammate, completely different from the locker room aspect. But what I'm saying is, you got rid of a player that was, pretty decent and was doing well for you and, kind of keeping you in the hunt. And now you don't have that player anymore. So now you're forced to have to lean on the other guys and everybody else is stepping up to where now it actually allows you to be profitable and go out there and win games.
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy too. And the other part of this that I love is Carolina's probably, their defense looks legit. They're probably a few pieces away, a quarterback being one of them. But
God damn it.
You know,
and we knew that he was about to make a good point.
am I? Oh my god! Did I just get that? Am I good now?
Yeah.
All right. So my point being,
What the fuck? Yo, you gotta reset your modem. You gotta reset your modem. It's your modem. Look, even
Damn, homie. And what's funny is the picture just got real clear, and then whoop.
yo, it was like fuck. All right, Taco, you go.
All
This
right.
is why we need a live studio show. Go ahead.
So first and foremost, PJ Walker is not him. Let's face it. If we're streaming defenses, we're picking on PJ Walker. He almost threw 2 pick sixes last night. He was lucky that they weren't taken back. Second, Foreman is saving ass over there because, like, let's face it, my man is showing up and showing out. And to be honest, I started him in like 2 of the last 3 weeks, so I've been feeling good. You know what I mean? I put him in last night.
You're not the only one. Me too,
bro. It's amazing what he's doing. Like, you got him off the waiver wire, and he's producing, like, especially in this season, like at least a RB2 every week, high end, type player. When you think about it, because he's not sharing goal line carries, he's getting massive amount of carries, but these Panthers only have 3 wins, 3-7. Like, despite everything, like, they still suck. Like, you know,
They still suck.
they're trash. It's the whole division is trash. Now, I think the biggest outlier in the NFC South is the fact that the Buccaneers are the lowest scoring offense in that whole division, and they've not had their bye week. So think about that. They are, and I know the Panthers played this week, but they're still 38 points behind. 42 points behind the freaking Panthers. Really? You got Tom fucking Brady, Godwin, Evans, Fournette. Like, I think it's a bigger indictment on how bad the division is. It's just a shit division that the Panthers winning and beating the Falcons are still in it. You know what I mean? Like, it can't be worse than this. This is like some NFC least type shit, you know? But at the end of the day, I think the Panthers are just skating by. It's not a team that I believe in, not a team that you're going to bet on. It's a team that if you have a fantasy defense, you're picking up the team that's playing the Panthers. Like, you are still hunting against the Panthers. They are trash. Same thing with the Saints.
They are trash.
They are trash.
So how last year because it obviously like it was the East, you know, Taco, our division was the butt of everyone's show.
Yep.
I wish for like comedic sake that there was some rhyming punny scheme that I could do with South. Like it's the NFC South ass and mouth.
Yeah.
That's what happens when you go ass and mouth. What's good, bro?
What's good? Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed.
You look a lot more clear now too.
Okay, good. Good. So my point overall is just that, look, I think Carolina is trending in the right direction for next year. Trading away Christian McCaffrey, it's like, okay, you're giving up, but you got a lot. You got a second, a third, and a fourth. These are pieces that you've been hitting well. Their front office has done an okay job in the draft.
Yep.
So here's more chances at just loading this team up with talent. So I think they're a couple pieces away, and quarterback being one of them. But you have, some capital this year to address that. And this is a good class. I don't think PJ Walker is him, but you got a good defense, and Terrence Marshall's stepping up. DJ Moore's solid. It's like there's pieces, man. There's stuff to be. You're stuff
DJ
to be
Moore stepping
with.
up like your camera quality right now.
Yeah, of course, it's crazy. So,
so I have a question for the panel. I have a question for everyone because I've been asking this myself too. At first, the Carolina Panthers said they were not. And when they started trading pieces, they said they were not going to trade DJ Moore or Brian Burns because they're the centerpieces of the team.
Correct.
To me, I think the reason that is incorrect, not because DJ Moore, but like John said, you got 2 2s in the 3s. So there is confirmed that a team offered them 2 firsts for Burns.
Yes.
At that price, to me, it was insane not to take that for the exact reasons that John said.
But you still need, and I think I alluded to this on last night's show. You need that veteran presence,
Yeah, but I think there's enough on there that you could do it for two freaking firsts. To me, on a rebuilding team like that is Like
it is worth a lot.
What if both those first that you get are bust?
Right. It's different. Like Christian McCaffrey to me, you were squeezing blood out of a stone in that offense. Like you weren't utilizing him to his full advantage. So you might as well trade him. Like that just wasn't your style of play. It wasn't your style for your quarterback. What he was good at didn't fit in your offense. So trade him to Kyle Shanahan, who freaking is going to use him a billion different ways and be super, versatile with them and creative. You take those picks. I think Brian Burns is a little bit more solid of a foundational piece to a defense where he's like young, you can really build around
he's ready to lead.
You want to add to Brian Burns.
Right. You have to somehow, at some point, even in a rebuild, you have to look at what you've hit on. J.C. Horn, Brian Burns, some of these defensive pieces that are that are great, and say, okay, cool, we've addressed that. Good job last year. Now this year, let's focus on this, and then we're good. Because if you trade Brian Burns, you're going to have to use one of those first to replace him. So really, you're getting one first because you have to use that first to try and replace that piece. So it's like, okay, I get the luxury pick is an extra first. And, front offices will argue for months about it. Is that worth it? And it's like, in my opinion, no, it's not. I think, he's young enough that you can build around him.
Yeah. So the one thing to me about this game, on the other side of the ball, on Atlanta, Robbie, me and you have talked about this, that I feel this way before, but I don't know if John or Taco have heard me say this. To me, the biggest problem with Atlanta winning this year so far and being close, with Tampa losing and Atlanta winning and being close in that hunt or first place,
that QB.
That damn QB spot, because they're going to all of a sudden not put Ritter in, who needs to get the play to see if he can play. And then Mariota's going to do just enough to, should he have a job, whatever. And here I want to throw out one of my favorite players of all time said something very stupid last night on the Amazon broadcast. Tony freaking Gonzalez, who let his ex-wife go to Jeff Bezos, which was dumb anyway.
Okay? Yo, hey. When you got $1 billion, you can take anybody, girl, bro. Like,
true. But here's the thing but Robbie, you're going to hate when you hear what he said.
What's up?
He said Arthur Smith is a top 5 coach in the NFL.
Come on. What are we doing here? Come on.
For doing good with what he's got. I'm like, you have Kyle Pitts and Drake London. What do you mean what you got?
CTE.
You're not using
CTE's real as fuck.
He's not using either one of them right. And you guys both know I'm not a Kyle Pitts guy. But when you have that talent, you got to do something with it.
I mean, you could argue that, while I hate his usage of Pitts and everything, top 10 based on where they were supposed to be and where they're at, maybe.
Sure. At the end of the day, it is an Atlanta sports thing, okay? Mm-hmm. It is an Atlanta sports thing. That whole city sports teams, they're all a day late and $1 fucking short.
Yeah.
Like straight up. So him trying to Tony Gonzalez saying that about Arthur Smith. What else do you have to cling on? Like what other positive fucking narrative is there realistically for you to cling on? That was your opportunity to take sole possession in a game which we're going, like I said, we're gonna get into, we're gonna talk about it, but in a game where your division rival has to travel not just across the fucking pond, okay? They are fucking. I get that it's not down, but going over a damn Berlin Wall and shit, like
they're deep.
They are deep, bro. They are deep. The fucking best food there is the pretzels, sausage, and sauerkraut.
Don't besmirch the name of sausage and sauerkraut.
I've been to Germany, okay? I've been to Germany. Yo, when you watch it, all right, we're going to go ahead and get into the next topic right here, right now. We're going to segue into, keeping it in that division, we're going to segue into the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
We're just going to do it.
The NFL is seemingly starting to find a way to globalize while simultaneously finding a way to give Tom Brady more fucking infinity stones by allowing him to possibly be the only quarterback in NFL history to win in not 1, not 2, not 3, but 4 fucking countries. Yeah. Okay, possibly go 4-0. Atlanta, you shit the damn bed last night by not getting the W against an easy ass Carolina Panthers team, which you should have gotten. Does Tampa now begin to come back? And then let's make this more segues more into the globalization of the game in that side. Okay, yes, and then Jaeger Schnitzel, bruh. Okay, yeah. The fact that you even fucking spelled that right. Like, did your phone just autocorrect that for you?
He could be. Like,
German beer is
I
fire.
could be wrong. I knew what he meant, but I'm like, that could be spelled. I don't know how that's spelled.
Yo, I dated a German chick for a hot minute, and it was dope. It was dope.
It was nice.
But that accent on top of you on a Friday fucking night, it's just not it. It's just not it. Just not it.
I can see that. I can see that really ruining the mood.
Taco, give us your take on NFL globalization and Tom Brady's Infinity Stones.
Honestly, I've seen Tom Brady up close and personal destroy because I'm in here in New York, so he personally destroyed the Jets for many a years by himself, tormenting a whole fan base.
And New York, the other New York up north.
Yeah, Buffalo. Yeah. And one of the first games that I really watched when I was really into football was the Tuck Rule game with the Raiders.
Yep.
Right, and I was
no wonder your takes are the way they are.
Like watching Tom Brady, he's always been like, I feel like he's been Thanos to me. Like I've watched him like take down teams that I've rooted for because. When I went to school in Freeport High School, so DeBrickashaw Ferguson was on those teams, and I sat next to him in band class. So I had a partial rooting interest for the Jets during that time, just because I was
time at band camp.
Yeah, I was exactly 100%. I was like, got support. So for me, I'm just thoroughly impressed, and I know he's gonna do it just because he's fucking Tom Brady. He's that dude. Like you asked if PJ Walker was that dude. No, Tom Brady is that dude.
Well, no shit.
But the cool part about it is you're bringing
motherfucker has more rings than Michael Jordan.
Exactly.
And
you're bringing him to.
He's asking a different question, Robbie.
Because think about it, these people are going to go more off that history of Tom Brady. That's what's going to drive him in. And then when the game happens, if he's not so good, it's whatever. You saw Tom Brady, not like when you have some of these other guys. Yes, Jalen Hurts is up and coming, and yes, he's more exciting to watch. But the name value that Tom Brady carries is great, and I think that with the globalization and putting out your biggest megastar is eerily similar to kind of how when Michael Jordan with the Dream Team went to Barcelona. And he built up basketball internationally.
There wasn't social media back then, not the same thing, but I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. I understand. The motherfucker's gonna be too busy TikToking in order to fucking even realize what's happening around him. No, for real, all jokes aside, to Taco's point, the oldest pub. So in Europe, they're pubs. We don't have fucking bars. Like you don't go to a bar. Like you go to a fucking pub, bro. Like it's what it is, right? So the oldest pub in Munich is a Buccaneers pub. It is a Buccaneers pub. Now, before I allow the other two analysts to go, the 12s are the biggest fan base in Germany. That was a terrible German accent. They are the biggest fucking fan base in Germany. Due to the fact that during when we started broadcasting over to Europe and giving them access, they were getting those 2015, Russell Wilson, Marshawn Lynch teams.
Mm-hmm.
So, does that contrast anything that Taco just said? Now that I revealed those little facts.
No, not at all. I think what it does is emphasizes a point that. You got to remember, this game was planned before the Russell Wilson trade. So they thought you were going to get Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, which in Germany would blow
the fuck up.
It would blow the roof off the place. So you got to remember that. That's why, like, people are like, oh, why are we getting
What up, BKB?
What up? Why are we getting Tampa and Seattle? Like a struggling Tampa team against, Geno Smith. It's like, well, you got to remember when the NFL was planning this, the Bucs were supposed to be amazing. Tom Brady was supposed to be cooking, and you're going to get Russell Wilson and the Seahawks. So I think that you're still going to have a big draw. There's going to be a lot of attention in Germany because they're just hungry for football. So it's a great market.
I mean, NFL Network is out there, and they're doing broadcasts. Like they're on the streets interacting with like the fans and the people. They're having former German players sit next to them, and talk, American football. I'm gonna make sure that because like the YouTube algorithm, us talking about an international country, that for this segment that we preference to you guys that may tune into this, whether right now or later. We prefer first Dankeschön. We want to make sure we preference American football to you guys. We want to make sure we preference that to you guys. We don't want to disrespect real football,
which I know is pretty arrogant. That I didn't even think to be like, oh yeah, I'm not talking.
Bro, we're Americans.
It's called footy.
No, it's stupid. But American football is also big in Germany. Like I just know. It's just, they have the market there. It's obviously the NFL has been planning this globalization for years. It's been a long time coming. Like London has been talked about for a better part of a decade. Mexico City we've done. Now it makes sense. Like we're going to do Germany. We're going to start doing this because that's where because the NFL is just a business at the end of the day. And the owners are trying to make money. And it's like, if we can all of a sudden break into this international market and get international money, like, yeah,
NFL Abu Dhabi.
Like, of course we're gonna do that.
NFL Abu Dhabi, motherfuckers playing in a desert.
So it's just, it's like obvious. Like that's every goal of the owner is to have their franchise be valued more. And it's like if you grow the NFL to a level where you're playing international games, it's like it's fucking insane.
As a German speaker, I'm offended by this pronunciation. Oh, bro, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I'm sure that like. Bro, I know we have fucked up somewhere.
I fucked that up. I'm so sorry. I don't know how to say sorry in German. I'll fuck that up too, but
neither does he.
So I'm just,
Hey, I've been to Germany. I've been to Germany, and like I said,
too. It's a beautiful country. I
was
like 14 when I was there, but it was cool.
All right, so this is why I think that Germany is a perfect spot to be the second place in Europe that the NFL has gotten. Robbie, speaking of Veterans Day, one of the things with Germany is because of World War II and everything else that happened right after that. And we see it with the Little League World Series in Williamsport. Mm-hmm. Germany has a lot because of the bases, the military bases. Yeah. That was a lot of getting Germany popular. Mm-hmm. We spoke about this last night, Robbie. The NFL Europe team league that was there for like 5 or 6 years, the last champion was the Frankfurt Dragons.
Yep.
So there's already that fan base built into Germany. Mm-hmm. And like you said, John, I was going to bring it up, but you brought it up about the game being planned like before Russell was gone. Mm-hmm. They've already planned. The Chiefs are supposed to be one of the teams next year because when they announced the Munich thing, they had Andy Reid on TikTok and on Instagram in a Bayern Munich jersey. That's kind of cool. They did it with them and they did it with Tampa. So there were up until like April, I thought there was going to be the Chiefs and Tampa because all they showed was
but they did a lot of research. Es tut mir leid.
I'm not even trying.
So I think that's the case, and I also do think that Barcelona or Real could be one of the next cities if they do something else. Bro. And I also heard a rumor that today on I forget what podcast it was. NFL, yes, they want a team in London, but they're also thinking about reprising somewhat of a Europe league.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to almost have your own division, right? Like, you're not going to send a team over there every week because it would just really mess with scheduling. So, in my opinion, you have to have like a 4-5 team division.
It would be like when we were kids. It would be like exactly like when we were kids. NFL Europe would just be brought back.
Yeah,
how we had XFL as kids. And they brought that back. Well, now they're bringing it back. They keep bringing it back, and then it fucking dies. It's like a goddamn zombie.
It's so interesting how we can't get a second league going for such a popular sport. It's insane to me.
It's the TV.
We were close. We were close with the last XFL, and then this thing called a fucking pandemic just took place. I don't know if you remember that.
Yeah, that's a good point. God damn it, that's a good point,
bro.
We already forgot.
That was so weird. Us trying to go back and look at our pandemic content. I recommend y'all going back and watching the Quarantine Olympics.
Marble racing. I remember you guys thought I was crazy. I'll pull that on YouTube up right now.
Good times. I should do a stream where I go back, watch my other streams, and critique my old streams, and just like roast them. Like that might be like a thing I do in the off season.
There's some fun. There's some funny archived stuff over the years.
Yeah, people falling off desks.
People being on this show.
I don't even think that's the most embarrassing thing I've done on the show, to be honest with you.
People being on this show tripping fucking balls, bro. Like me being fucking like half an eighth of troops deep, just like like bro, and like still just going crazy. Things get wild. Bro, I after those episodes, I would get messages from like other industry analysts. They'd be like, "We saw that. We have no idea how the fuck you just did that, but it was gold." Yo, it was great. It was great. Let's see. What do we got up here next? Some controversy took place. Okay. As always, here on Rumboyz After Dark, we always have to find a way to bring you guys the most controversial topics. So in the essence of controversy, this looks like a good job for me. So everybody just follow me for this next segment. I can't make the next part rhyme. I thought I had it in my head and it sounded good, and then it didn't. Jeff Saturday, a interim head coach hire per Jim Irsay. Jim Irsay fires Frank Reich, the long-term Frank Reich. For those that don't know the context behind this, we are talking about the Indianapolis Colts. Okay, the Colts of Indianapolis. They don't even have fucking horses in that state, besides farms. We at least have wild horses, so it makes sense being in Broncos. Anyways, that's my ADD. What are your thoughts on this completely random, unqualified, nothing makes sense? Like, before I let y'all go, like the way I feel like that this hire happened, Irsay was like, you know what? You know who we need to get in coach now? Jeff Saturday. I don't know much about sausages, but you know what? I eat sausages. That's what we're gonna do. Like, didn't he say something like that to like an effect to explain this move? Like, he had a bunch of other analogies in there too. Mike, take it away.
Okay, I'm gonna preface my comments by saying I think I'm gonna piss some people off. I don't think it's as bad as we're making it out to be. Here's the thing. Well, no, listen, hear me out.
I am.
I'm making light skin face at you right now, so I'm hearing you.
I know. No, I know. I'm bringing it full circle. Isn't he one of the best centers of his time?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. He will be a Hall of Famer. He will be a Hall of Famer.
What's the difference of hiring Steve frickin' Nash?
Whoa. Hey, that Nets team was ass. More so because of locker room issues and not Steve Nash.
But I'm saying they hired Steve Nash as the head coach for the entire season.
And that was stupid as fuck of Brooklyn.
Listen,
Jay-Z in the city of fucking Brooklyn and the state of New York deserve fucking better than goddamn Steve. Yeah, I know how to pass to Amari Stoudemire.
Listen to me. Let me have the floor.
Please make this come full circle.
The thing is,
you're the reason I smoke weed.
I can't even keep a straight face. Okay. No, because you were doing that before I met you. So shut up. Okay. I need a drink, damn it. Okay. Steve Nash, they hired him at the beginning of the year. They're hiring him at the middle of the year to guess what?
Interim.
Just
for what reason?
Fix the culture. Fix the
fix the
culture of
culture and
fix the
still
culture
tank.
of the Colts. Yeah,
And
of course.
still have a
course.
tanking
Shit was
season.
toxic. Brooklyn was toxic.
Mhm.
I'm not saying they're not. This is a pure publicity thing for
Yes.
the team. That's all I'm saying. It
Mhm.
for what they want, for what they're trying to do, great hire. Should they have hired other people on the roster? Like Kevin Mawai as an assistant coach.
Mhm.
We would not be having the same discussion if Kevin Mawai was hired as the interim because he was already on the staff.
If it was Kevin Malai, we'd be like, all right, yo, this is fire. Like, this makes sense. Like, you have experience.
I'm not saying that the call doesn't, that there's people can say it doesn't make sense. I'm saying, but for what they're trying to do, it does. People are bringing up the bigger picture of not hiring someone on the staff or whatever.
You
This is
could have
purely
fucking
publicity.
called up Sean Belichick's mullet.
He can't. He still has the umbilical cord tied. He can't.
Daddy, I don't want to go.
Daddy.
He barely let Sean McDaniels just leave. He's not going to let his real son leave.
Yeah, that's true.
All I'm
It's not
saying is,
happening.
I think
Bill
the
Belichick, like,
media
you
is,
will roll with
my
me on
main
the
thing
dark
is this,
side.
like everything, and I think you guys will agree with this. The media overreacts on everything, and that's what I think this is. That's my whole point. I think it's an overreaction to something that makes sense for what they're trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm with you to the effect of it's not as bad of a hire as you think. But to me, this is a bigger indictment of what Jim Irsay thinks of the entire staff. Like,
yes,
he fired Frank Reich, but hiring someone outside of the staff mid-season is basically saying, hey, man, no one is safe this offseason. Like, I'm bringing Jeff freaking Saturday in.
I'm going to say something else. I'm going to say
guys
something
are all
else
in
that's controversial.
Real
quick. There's another.
Yeah.
Here's something that's really controversial, and then we can really get into John because I know John will go off of this either way.
Okay.
And I love when John either way goes off of what I say. I think this is honestly rich white man doing what he wants.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to disagree with you there.
Especially
Because that press conference, watching that press conference.
He's in that club.
Yeah, I mean, he is in that. I agree with you. I totally agree with you that there is this level of, it's insane to me, this level of just like,
arrogance,
burn it to the ground. I can figure it out. Arrogance, which to me is like, holy shit, dude! Like Jim Irsay, you're like a less successful, dude. It's insane. You're like a less successful Jerry Jones. It's like you do all the partying and all the bullshit, but you don't have any results.
You can't tell me. You can't tell me watching that press conference of Jim Irsay that man was not completely just keyed up that whole fucking
it's
time.
disgusting.
Bro, homie was sweating harder than fucking Rick James.
It's insane, dude. I hate that he is a known drug addict and like pill popping guy and owns this like unbelievable Colts franchise. It sucks for Indianapolis. It sucks that they lost Andrew Luck in his prime. Like everything has just been so shitty for Indianapolis the past.
It's keeping ticket holders from running. Exactly.
That's exactly my point.
I'm telling you, when you see it in the NHL every once in a while where an owner just completely loses faith with the coaching staff and everyone around and goes, look, we just need to start fresh. And the fact that they brought an outside person in, and this outside person is just literally a good hire in terms of like culture, get the team moving in the right direction, let me get guys working hard. Like I don't even think this team just looked lost with Sam Ellinger. This team looked lost. That offensive line just went from top 5 to bottom 5. Like, it's insane. It's just like, it's just dumb how bad you don't get that bad overnight unless it's a major culture issue. And I think bringing Jeff Saturday in definitely changes the culture in the room. Like, I think he is good for that. He is a Hall of Fame guy. He's been around some legends. He's good for that. I don't know if he understands the everything else that goes into being a head coach. Like there's a lot of people. You got to manage a whole staff. You got to know the X's and O's of everybody, of every player. You can't just focus on little department. You need to control everything.
He was center for Eli Manning. So Jeff Saturday did, or when Jeff Saturday's presser was impressive, and the way that Jeff Saturday handled it, he was like, "Look, like he's like, for all we know, I can come out here and I could be really fucking good at this."
Right. Which
You
he
know?
could. He has no experience.
Yeah,
You don't know. He come home going a heater.
But I love it. Even he's like, you know what? But like, I'm not gonna try. Like at least like he's not backing down from the challenge. Like Jim Irsay's presser, bro.
Yeah, he was lost.
I don't think that old men should be allowed to talk into fucking microphones, bro.
Oh my god.
We just need a changing of the guard. I think in the NFL. I think it's getting the old ownership. It's not the 1980s anymore. It's the world is a different place, and some of these guys are just. They don't, you know, in touch. They're not in touch with their own
what I'm about to say
culture,
what I'm about to say might be the take that gets me canceled. This might be the one. This might be the one.
We want Taco to go first?
No.
Okay.
This might be the one. Anyone that wants to have this for TikTok and get ready before this shit gets pulled down, you might want to fucking get this shit ready right now.
Well, I have to mute you.
No, let this happen. Let this happen. Let this happen.
Sicko.
So, is it safe to say that it's just the last pure form, besides this and jail, it's the last pure form of modern day slavery?
Oh.
So you could make an argument that working for McDonald's is, you know, more of that ilk than it is. It's hard to say that you're getting paid millions and you're even.
What did the Houston Texans owner once say? What did the Texans owner once say?
Now that is for sure. I'm not saying that it's not. I'm not saying that intent and impact are two different things. And so what the impact is the feeling and the connotation of what this is happening. And it's certainly from the outside looking at it, it feels that way. And people still have that shitty attitude for sure. I'm not denying there is probably owners that are racist as fuck. That is
same was said regarding the NCAA years ago.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's not a thing. It is absolutely a thing. But to me, you know, if you want to say, you know, minimum wage is the new age of slavery, like that's more of a conversation than someone who signs a contract for multi-millions of dollars. Like that's is different. It's like I can't get on board with that.
But here's the difference. No, here's why. Here's where the connotation where you draw the parallels. It's what Mike just said. It's them as owners. It's that group it's the way that they act and the way that they coordinate things.
Mm-hmm.
Even me saying that, I disagree.
You skip past a bunch of qualified candidates
to tank.
Well, yeah, I think of it in a different way. Like one of the headlines that they had in the New York Post, or Joe Thomas actually said on the thing, he's like, Jeff Saturday's his drinking buddy. Like Jeff Saturday and Jeff,
he said that this morning.
Think about this. Like, if you're cool with somebody that you know has been a professional in the NFL, played with Peyton Manning's been a center, you know this guy. He's on TV all day talking NFL, right? And I think this whole fucking team is a disappointment for many years, and it's not producing as good as it can. I need somebody now on the inside to really examine it that I trust. I want someone that I can get honest feedback about, whether it be certain players, whether it be certain coaches. So what from the way I look at it, he wants reconnaissance. It's like what he was saying. This dude is gonna kill everybody. And guess what? Now I got my boy coming in here, and he's gonna see what's going on.
It would be like if I so Mike does our graphics, you know, and then he also like produces and everything. He does a lot around here, you know. He does a lot around here. Besides me, he's probably the only other person that does almost as much as me. You know, and it would be like if I were to be like, hey, yo, Mike, you're fired. I'm bringing in some dude off the street that's never been on camera, that's never made a graphic.
See the difference there?
That's never written a show sheet, never written a script, never done anything.
Matt Ryan.
But the difference is
worse than they've been.
But the difference, like Taco's saying, is even if that was the case, this guy's at least been in the game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, there's no denying Jeff Saturday knows football. Like he knows. He's probably super smart at football and like the X's and O's of football. Like I'm not denying that.
More like a CEO.
There's just a lot of responsibility that goes into it.
Defensive coordinator run and get shine and do their jobs. Yeah. But now he's going to come in like the CEO and he's going to be checking in on these guys and see what's going on. So now at the end of the year, when Irsay is doing his evaluation, he has one of the people that he trusts giving him this information. And that is something that's invaluable, especially when you know that this is a good quarterback class. You know this shit. Evaluate everything now.
Nobody here is invaluable. You know who is all valuable?
Who?
All of you.
One last point that I have that I just thought about. What is the most underperforming unit on the Colts?
The offensive line.
The offensive line.
Who are you bringing in?
I agree.
It makes sense. And it makes sense because the pieces are still there to be good. It's just clearly coaching.
Who's Darryl Lockie?
I think you need to say Orlowski.
I know.
That would be hilarious.
He's probably drawing out of the line, accidentally.
Bring in Darren Orlowski. Watch him go. I mean, even if he goes 500 the rest of the way, I'd be happy for him. That'd be great.
If they go 500, they're going to win the division.
Crazy.
No. Jaguars are coming back.
Oh, fuck that. Trevor Lawrence is trash.
And this is the part where we get into halftime.
Cheers.
But on the other side of the show, you guys will not want to miss.
Oh, we're talking Commanders.
Yeah, on the other side of the show, Dan Schneider is getting indicted. He's going through a trial. Mm-hmm. All right, so we're going to be talking about drama in our nation's capital, which when is there not that happening? But we're a football show, so that's the drama that we're talking about. We have what the fuck was that?
Go
little subliminal messaging.
we have our best bets. There may or may not be a UFC fight discussed in that segment, and also, we're going to get into our fantasy football starts of the weekend. This is the Rumboyz Fantasy Network. Make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see you on the other side following this music video and a quick commercial from our friends at the NFLPA and Monkey Knife Fight. This is Timing
was a little off, but we're gonna.
I ain't waiting a second, I'm going in now. No freestyling, no this and pimp out shit. See, I don't make moves to get rich, shuffle quick. And I only fuck with bitches who be slobbing on her. I can get nasty, but I'm usually with a cash be. Rolling weed, sitting back, blowing shit to Cassie. I ain't doing it for the rich way, so I brought Rich Ray. When I come around like Dom, that look this way. Right into my own shit, I swear I be doing the most shit. Give you hits like Tyson and giving you vibes like Bryson. Certain things in life be so expensive, but I buy them. Certain things in life be so enticing, but I can't try them. You looking for what you looking for, yeah, I'm the item. I'll hold you down forever, you my nigga, yeah, item. I'm coming for what you say you hold, I'm all about it. Linked up, turn a beat up, now we clouded. Feet up on heat up, red Jordan 1s. Niggas needing shows, I'm clapping shit, man, I'm the chosen one. Neck wrist on freezer like magnet. On my Tiger and Chris Brown, I can handle it.
Let me handle it, smoking like the candle lit. Any beat I study, break it down and then dismantle it. Competition challenge it, I'm dealing with some damages. Juggle lot tonight, but now I'm learning how to manage it. I've been to the bottom of bottoms, I never been to the top. I pop some bottles with models, I see my friends getting shot. I sip to drown in my sorrows, I smoke a weed by the lot. I stand and post on the corner, you'll never look. I ball like a piston, you'll never play my position. You catching what I'm pitching, I'm switching, no contradiction. I'm fishing for opposition, no vision and optimism. I wish I was kinda different, but I know my mind is different. I see them bitches smiling, long as she happy. I'm on the beat violin with my nigga T Savvy. We go back in the day and bring the heat. Cali, you ain't got nothing to say. The nigga be silent. Hey buddy, don't say shit. Everybody cap, changing faces like a facelift. They think they all that. Trust me, bitch, that you just basic. In 20 years, you'll be looking back, wishing to erase it.
And I'm too savvy, I'ma get it to the end of my days. And I'll be only blowing smoke if it's that Jenny A. You say you always keep a 9, but niggas, I always keep an 8. Niggas straight in my face with that cap, it's okay. Niggas stay with a fresh cut, need it, no way. I can't take these niggas serious like all the brothers wins. I just be adding up experience while I'm changing up my wins. And I got my own condo, so I just change it how it's laid.
And me, I'm never changing lanes. I got a better way to demonstrate and elevate the game. I keep a level-headed saying I told the devil pave the way. If ever I see there's a day, I'll disappear like David Blaine. I never had it from magic, I had to grab it from tragic. Sometimes I wish like Aladdin, get thrown the pits with the dragons. Imagine living in lavish, I wanna get it, I have it. I remember shit in the trash cans, in the trenches in Afghan. But I made it back to the States, made it back to being black. And now they laugh in my face. With all that's happening, it's so hard to say this place is so great. So on the track, I found my faith and put my faith in the tape. Yeah.
Savvy, Richard Ray, and that's it. Oh yeah, Young Savvy Lifestyle. Peace.
Let me tell you a little story. Once upon a time, there was a monkey knife fight.
And one day they met one team partners in the NFLPA,
It's a match made in the pits of a monkey knife fight.
and everyone lived happily ever after.
Are you listening? This is big.
What is a monkey knife fight?
You know, it's thing monkeys, knives, you get it. Fantasy sports is monkey knife fight. And monkey knife fight is fantasy sports.
Monkey Knife Fight is daily fantasy.
Monkey Knife Fight in the house.
I am Monkey Knife Fight. You are Monkey Knife Fight. We are all Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey knife fight.
You have the NFLPA behind the company.
It's exciting for me to be a part of fantasy sports.
When I think of fantasy sports, I think of beating all my buddies year in and year out and being able to brag about it.
We're not just partners in it,
We're owners.
and it feels awesome to be an owner.
I challenge you to a monkey knife fight.
We've been saving you a seat at the table, Monkey Knife Fight.
Welcome to the one team and NFLPA family.
Monkey knife fight. Welcome to the family, monkey knife fight.
Welcome to the game, Monkey Knife Fight.
Monkey Knife Fight!
I challenge you to a monkey knife fight.
Monkey knife fight.
Monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife.
Monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight,
monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight, monkey knife fight.
Let's go. Let's go. Like,
Cake, that's easy.
Fucking, yo, really quick. One of the things I really love is during that commercial is when Garner Minshew says, one thing, you know, that I think about when I think about fantasy football is beating on my buddies, and I've really been doing that to like all of you guys, like it's weird.
Nah, stop.
Wait.
All right, cut it out.
Aren't
Cut it
you?
out.
Wait, hold on.
I feel like
Hold on.
I'm
Yes,
Cut it out.
yes,
My
yes.
team started 6-0. Cut it out. My team can go on a heater at any
Isn't
moment.
his team still in first place?
no.
I got last week. LQ just smacked it on me.
Yeah, bro,
Dude, he had
LQ
Joe
ran
Mixon,
on him.
Devontae Adams, and I think maybe Jalen Hurts at quarterback. Maybe he had someone big there
Right.
too. I just remember being down at like 145. I was like, yeah, forget it.
I just remembered something. I'm probably gonna get my ass kicked in that league this week.
You got me.
So
You got me. You
So
got
since I
me.
can't do it on there, I'm just gonna do it here.
It's actually, dude. I'll tell you. Got me a Lamar Jackson bye week, so I mean, I'm not psyched about it.
Yeah, it's not fun. I'm not
Hey.
liking it either.
Hey, I am super excited for the second half of the show. Make sure you guys go, get you a GLD chain, promo code GLDGRUM over there on shopgld.com. Like you got to get iced out. Like I feel like this is like a perfect demographic for all my paisans out there. Like you need the gold chain. You need the gold chain. you know. And we got plenty of gold ropes over there. I'm rocking, the silver with the pendant. But yo, you don't you don't got yours on, do you? Yeah.
I do. Shout out my
Oh, you
grandfather.
do? Yeah,
I got the little piece.
yeah.
Got the little piece on. Just
I love to see look like it's so Italian.
it's super Italian. Yeah, it's super Italian. That's super
the most Italian shit ever.
Let's go. It is.
Gosh, that was fucking hilarious.
There's a bunch of paisans talking football. No big deal.
Hey, the three things that I do love is food, football, beer. Four things I love: food, football, beer, and women. Give me those four things, and I'm happy.
Yeah, for sure.
Give me those things. Speaking of which, before we get into the segment, Mike, I'm sorry.
What?
I'm going on a date with a Chargers fan, bro.
You already told me this, and I told you that's your dumbass fault because she's from California.
Hey,
you know what I mean.
Hey, I'm just saying, bro. I have to root against you guys again this season.
That just means you're whipped.
No, not yet. I'm supposed to go out tonight.
Yeah, but this is the thing. You won't root for the Chargers yet, so you won't root for them until you're at that point. And if that's after one day, I don't care how long it takes.
No, I'm already rooting for him now. It's already happened. I got a bet on the line.
Well, then, that's
I
fine.
guess buy low, right? Like they can't get much worse. Might as well jump on the bandwagon now. Fucking, they got no one on offense left.
Is he going? Okay, because you're just bashing on me for that, I'm just gonna say it. John, is he really going up from rooting for Washington, or is he just going left?
Oh wow! Fuck you! Hey, don't worry, we're gonna beat the Eagles. We're gonna beat the Eagles on Monday Night Football. Let's get into this next topic.
For you.
I would love
it
that
if it happened.
I love it for you. I think it's a good.
We're a half a game back from a wild card too. And if we do that, oh gosh.
Yeah. As long as Terry goes for 180 and 2, I don't care.
Oh, I would love for Terry to go off. You know what? Hey, as long as we're on that topic, let's talk some Commanders football. I don't even know how to like say this.
Just say it.
So obviously, a week ago, Dan Snyder put the team up, for bid for auction. Him and Tanya, they spoke to the bank like, hey, yo, we need to put this shit up for bid. All things all things that are in the darkness eventually come to the light. Obviously, things with misconduct and such. Essentially, what this case is stating and what this lawsuit is saying is in basically Snyder, both the Snyders deceived the fans and the fan base of Washington, D.C. in regards to their allegations and things that they have gone through and have basically paid the NFL off, commissioner included, to keep these things underneath the rug. So a lawsuit by the Attorney General in Washington, D.C. is being brought forth against Dan Snyder and the Snyder family, which ultimately results into the team now having a new owner. Now, whether or not that's going to be Big Bank Bezos and Jay-Z and friends, Matthew McConaughey, all right, and many more, partnering together as an investment group, or if Byron Allen is going to put together his own investment group, who's the former CEO of BET, and maybe see what he does as well, and also has experience working with NBC, big media, multi-billionaire. So we beg the question: who's going to be the new owner? The team's obviously looking at moving to Woodbridge, Virginia, which is outside of DC, where I live. Lots happening here, and this seems like right on the outside of possibly being in the wild card. What are our thoughts?
All right, so thoughts about the whole, before I get into the new ownership part, thoughts about the whole thing is, with everything else that we heard with the whole, John Gruden debacle, stemming back all the way to Washington too, are we really surprised? But here's the thing, I'm not. And I would say the biggest indictment, yes, I know how you feel about Dan Snyder. I'm not saying he's a great guy at all. But to me, the one that this might paint in a bigger corner because we already think the mainstream NFL people like us already think a way about him. And I know some people think kind of about the other guys. This is going to put freaking Goodell in the biggest red corner, in my opinion, not Snyder, because Snyder, he's already got his other stuff going on that has nothing to do with, it has to do with this, but this is the harassment part in general and that all those accusations. This is a guy who's leading 32 multi-billion-dollar businesses.
Mm-hmm.
If you think about it that way, as a CEO of the league,
Yeah.
where you got all the guys that are going to be bidding for this team, they said, what, $5 billion, right?
Yeah.
And I wouldn't even put them in the top of the league on,
No.
If you were to
No,
sell
we're
New England,
one of
They're an
the most
entry-level franchise. They're an entry-level
we're one of
franchise.
the most expensive NFL franchises. We
Yeah.
have one of the highest
you're
grosses.
in the top 10, but I'm just saying, could you imagine if this was Dallas or New England, the number?
Oh, insane.
So to me, this is and that just adds what I'm saying. That just adds. Not every team is a flat $5 billion or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not just 5 times 32 is what I'm trying to say.
Even if it is a lot.
When it comes to how much Goodell is in charge of.
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is going to be an indictment on Goodell, and if things get dirty, we're getting a new commissioner. Period.
Oh, we're getting a new commissioner real fast.
But to get to the other part of the question,
within the next 2 to 3 years, we're getting a new commissioner.
5.
I don't know, man.
5 if this doesn't go quick. But I'm just saying, I think it could get drug on.
Okay.
To the new ownership factor, if it's not Bezos, McConaughey, and Jay-Z, if they're not the three that own it,
It's not like let me tell you a secret.
My not so bold but semi-risky take, but not bold, is no matter who that ownership is, it's going to include RG3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wants in as a minority and help out the team. So if it's not those three that don't need RG3,
that'd be the biggest. Just you dragged one overall, you ran in the dirt, you fucked me over.
Yeah, if they don't need RG3, because Bezos and them don't need him, but the others could use him to help that elevate in the community.
Thank you, Leafs.
Go, John. Valuable sports team worldwide.
No, I get
Shut
that.
up.
Yeah,
no, I'm shocked. I'm genuinely shocked.
Yeah,
that's a lot. That's high.
We
I would have guessed,
bro.
I would have guessed middle of the pack NFL. Wow, that's
I am
crazy.
Birdman impaired.
John, right? John, before you go, I just have one thing to add.
Go for it.
John, you know why they're able to afford that? They have to be able to. They have to be. I mean, how you're surprised? They had to be expensive franchise because they signed Albert Hainsworth. They were okay giving that much money away. They had to have.
Fucking playing with me, Mike.
I'll be honest with you. You want to hear a funny story about Albert Hainsworth? So when he made his quick stint in New England, I was in a chicken wing cooking competition, and I was representing Jake and Joe's, this bar that I was the manager of that, families and friends started, and so whatever. So I I'm cooking chicken wings for hundreds of people. And the judge was Albert Hainsworth. I got to meet him, and he's a nice guy. I liked him. So it was him, and I forget the other two that were judges. But I remember
the hot sauce
specifically. No, so I did a teriyaki. So I did it's cherry, sake, and teriyaki sauce wing.
That sounds like some shit you would do.
Yo, it's so good.
Sounds fire.
So you gotta marinate them in teriyaki sauce hours before, but you also have this cherry sake glaze that goes on. They're insane. They're one of my favorite. They were one
Have
of my
I mentioned I can't wait to crash on your couch for 4 days?
Come hang out, bro. This is gonna be unbelievable. It's gonna be unbelievable. But anyway, yeah. So that's my fun. It's funny that you mentioned Albert Hainsworth because I will always remember that. Shout out Albert Hainsworth. He was a judge of the chicken wing competition that I came in second in. I was so pissed I didn't win.
That's so cool. I've having as fans as we are of this sport and this game, having a player be able to taste my food is that I've gotten to get fucked up with a lot of players, but I don't get to remember some of those things.
Yeah,
I remember a lot. I don't remember certain things.
No comment. John, take it away.
So I guess I'll start with how I think the Commanders are. Listen, they're a they're a trending defense. I think they have pieces on offense. I think they drafted well with Jahan Dotson. I think they McLaurin's a real piece. Like, you can build around these guys. Like most teams, they're a legit quarterback away, and I think they're a threat. So to take them against Philadelphia at 10.5, like, that's not out of the realm of possibility. Like, so I like them this week. I think they're a good team. But the ownership sucks, and we know it sucks. And so I'm so glad we talked about it last segment, how it's just like that mindset of the old white billionaire attitude that you got to get out of the NFL. You need to get out of this. It's just like they don't associate with us anymore, and as fans, and we don't associate with them. So it's like I don't want to be a part of that, and I get that. So get him out of the league. If he's a piece of shit, and he's been a piece of shit since the 70s, like, get him out of here. Like, it's fine. Like, I'm totally cool with it. In terms of who they replace him with, I'm glad that it's a bunch of young millionaires. Like, I'm glad that you're getting young, Black, influential people who are like stepping up to be like, no, I want to be a part of this. Like, let's turn this ship around. Like, let's make this franchise what it's worth. A top 20 in the world. Let's make it better. Like, let's
go. Hey, traffic already sucks, and it can't fucking get any worse back east.
Right.
So fuck it.
I'm just saying, like, do something. So the fact that you got names like Jay-Z, Robert Griffin, and then you have Matthew McConaughey, like, cool, hip, influential people who are like, no, we'll take this team and we'll build this.
And just imagine the bars from Jay-Z. Just imagine the bars that Hove is about to put together. Yo, like.
So the fact that Bezos is there is just money, which is fine. Like, Bezos has the 51% money. Yeah. And I'm just going to front the money. Don't worry about it. But the face is going to be Jay-Z. The face is going to be Robert Griffin. The face is going to be Matthew McConaughey. It's not Jeff Bezos coming out here at press conferences. I'm just telling you that much. It's not how it's going to work.
It's an investment group.
Right, for sure. That's how the Red Sox are owned. I get it. Yeah. It's great. It's great.
But that's how most teams nowadays are owned.
Smart.
Look at the Dodgers.
Smart. You got it. That's how it works. And you hope your core of people, of 5 or 6 people, are cool, good ownership group. Like, that's what you hope, and you can build off of that. It's rare that you're going to get this one person who can just front, $6 billion to buy a franchise.
Look, this comment right here. The amount of times that I have taken that stadium, FedEx Field, Jack Cook Stadium, and on Madden, move that motherfucker from Landover, Maryland to Woodbridge, Virginia, and rename the team.
Yeah. It would help the city so much. It would help the state. I mean, it's just good for business. I'm sure the governor would give you any building permit you needed at whatever, and you could build as cheap as possible. They would love for that.
You have two of the richest counties. You have 2 of the richest counties right there.
And you could build a beautiful facility
in America.
Insane. It would be insane. You could start hosting world events there. It'd be wild.
It's going to be great. It might make me move back. Like, I'll go back to a red state for some bullshit.
Hey, man, you're talking to the boy who lives in Florida nowadays.
Exactly.
I hear that.
Taco.
Yeah, I mean, I can definitely see Bezos making this move, because think about how much he's been trying to push himself into the NFL. Mm-hmm. Like, they forced themselves into getting that Thursday night game. He's been making the relationships with the commissioner. Like, this seems like, and then the cool part about it is, well, not the cool part, but you heard the stories about how the Snyder was trying to get up information on all the other owners. So if they try to get him out, they'll nuclear. Like, fucking Goodell's like, please get the fuck out. Like, what do we have to do? Like, how do I push the arm at the back? Like, I want to know what piece of content dropped that made him go, all right, it's finally time.
He is one Donald Sterling situation away from being totally screwed out of this. Exactly. Like, you better sell it now while he still has control, because he's on super thin ice. So I'm with you, man. He needs to sell now.
Like, listen, you either sell or I'm going to release this, and you're going to be fucked up.
Yeah, like you're
how you want to go.
There must be footage or something, a voicemail.
Elon about
something.
the rocket block him. The fact that Elon fucked Twitter up in a matter of days.
It's insane.
And once an hour thinks it's gonna go bankrupt.
Dude,
Oh, it's so
hilarious.
crazy.
The amount of official people fucking tweeting the parody accounts has been
it's great,
bro.
Ridiculous.
I love it.
Hey,
Man.
the amount of people that are like,
the
amount of people are like, I just need to get the edit button. Shut the fuck up.
Like,
just
the fun part about Twitter is you can't edit. That's the fun part.
I hate it because I have
you get raw emotion on Twitter. I love it.
Twitter Blue was $3. Like it was $2. It was $2. So you ain't really want to edit button that fucking bad because when it was cheaper, you didn't get it.
All right.
You bought it when it was $8 and came with a fucking check mark.
Yo, I'm still growing up. I'm still growing up single mom status. I'm like, nah, I'm good. If it ain't, I'm cheap. I'm like, I don't need to pay. I don't need to pay. I don't need to pay. Yeah, that's just not my style. Like,
how about this?
Before you go,
like, if Bezos buys the Commanders, right? Can you imagine how that stadium's going to be?
Oh.
Yeah, you can just take anything out the fridge and we'll just automatically charge you for it.
Oh, it's going to be the most futuristic shit. It's going to be insane.
Go ahead and serve yourself buffet style. Like
it'll be like Disney World. You'll have a wristband like Disney World. You just tap that shit and go. You just
out
tap
of
it
the
and
floor
go.
like a robot's gonna like serve you your fucking food.
It's gonna be ridiculous, dude. He wants to go to Mars. He's
Hey,
gonna build
hold on. Now that I just said that idea, no fucking architects or technology people that are building stadiums right now take that shit.
Okay, Robbie, I have one more. I have one more take.
Now.
I have one more take I want to say before you go.
Was Bracken?
There's another person that should throw his name in the hat, and I'm somewhat being serious, but I'm not being serious. And I'll tell you why I'm not being serious.
Kevin Hart is rich as shit.
Irvin Magic Johnson.
He's rich as shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
The other reason is this. He won as a player with the Lakers. He won a championship with the Lakers as an owner. Hold on.
That has nothing to do with football.
Listen. He won ownership with the Dodgers. He won as an owner with the MLS soccer team. He won an owner as the Sparks. Could you imagine just that championship?
That's an impressive ass resume. And then you got 4 rings as a fucking Laker.
And he won with them as an owner and the Dodgers and MLS and the Sparks. You don't think that he rubbed a little bit off on their testicles?
Yeah.
Hey, wait, you can't say rubbing testicles and Magic Johnson in the same sentence, man. That's how he got in the situation the first time.
No, it wasn't.
We need. I'll tell you. I'm glad we're getting some fresh blood into the NFL ownership. In my opinion, I'm glad. It's gonna change. You're gonna get someone cool. You're gonna get someone hip, and it's just gonna totally change the culture of that franchise and the direction of the NFL. It's gonna be fun.
There's
he was like, no. He was like, fucked up joke. He was like, no. It was a terrible joke.
How many scandals have been out of that Washington team with between the female staff and
it's disgusting.
It's been nothing but PR.
We can
so remember when Fred Smoot was on the team?
Mm-hmm.
There was a lawsuit then.
Yeah, I mean,
this stems back to that long ago, bro.
And to my point,
too, right?
As well. The whole boat scandal. Yeah.
It's crazy. He's been doing it for a while, which is like, I'm glad that we're finally enough's enough. Like you don't allow. This is a privilege to own this franchise. You don't get to own it anymore. I'm sorry.
Absolutely.
You lose
What's fucked up is like in the 80s and 90s, the amount of shit that people were getting away with, probably that we don't even know about still to this day. There's now there's phones and everything.
You think Jerry Jones was inside the lines in the 90s? You think that was he was. That's what I'm saying.
You think that girl that said that she was the daughter of him was the only one that actually is the daughter?
That's you can't it's just different times, man. It's totally different, and that's the thing. It's we're all growing up and we're all moving on as a society, and so certain people and mindsets and attitudes, I'm glad that they're getting phased out of the NFL.
It's good. It's very good.
The question is going to be once we go too far, because
I agree.
Because look what happened with Kyrie. Like I get he did wrong, but they were trying to like make him like go extra hard at the end. Like he said he was sorry, and then they were like, "All right, we need you to public apologize. We need you to do this. We need you to do that. You got to do this. You got to do that. You got to do that. That." He's like, "Bro, I'm
no, for sure." And I'm not saying that in any I'm not saying like I don't want to. The cancel culture for sure is not what I'm promoting, but it's the idea of owning when you have the ownership of a franchise and control over a piece of a
there
piece
are times when it works. There are times when it works, and there are times when it doesn't.
Right. Like 31 other owners are going to look around and say, you're just not good for business anymore. Like, we need to get you out of here because 31 other franchises are struggling with dealing with you. And it sucks. And that's what's going to happen. It's crazy.
Well, as I say, it's the Suns owner in NBA right now. He's going through the same thing. He just lost his franchise because all the bullshit that they did.
Happened to the Phoenix Coyotes in the 2000s. It's just like you don't know how to, people either lose their right to run a franchise because of ineptitude or because of scandal. And it's like
the fact that you just brought up the Yotes, bro. Like, I want to first off say anyone that is a Coyotes fan, fuck you royally, because between you and what was it, Buffalo the other night, I think it was, not able to get to 6 goals.
Shout out, that's bad.
Remember,
shout out the Devils on an 8-game heater right now.
Yeah, last
night they beat the Islanders 1-0.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. No, it was the Islanders. Yeah, no, it wasn't the Sabres. It was the Islanders. It was the fucking Islanders. I'm sorry. I got my New York team
right? That's my squad.
Fuck the Coyotes.
They play like 20 minutes away, 40 minutes away.
Fuck the Coyotes.
I saw that stadium being built. It's not far from.
You're in a hot state. You're not even supposed to be good at hockey. Like the fuck.
The Rangers?
No. We're talking Phoenix
here, bro.
We're talking about the Yotes, bro. The Coyotes.
I thought you.
No, but they play the Islanders. The Islanders is the team he's talking about.
Yeah, the Islanders.
Oh yeah. Okay. Let's see. Let's knock out. I feel like our fantasy must starts for the week can be knocked out pretty quick.
Oh
yeah, because it's just 2 apiece and it's 4 of us, which gives us more time to be able to actually have some fun with best bets. Because with best bets, we can talk any sport at that point. So let's knock out this football talk. Let's get into best bets. Fantasy football must starts for the week. Preferably, you're looking at flex plays here. And if you don't have like a must start, just advice or whatever. Taco, you start.
All right, so then I'll talk about the one that I was talking about earlier. Russell Wilson. I think this is a week where I've seen him dropped in a lot. He was just coming off a bye week, so some people, especially after his earlier performances, saw him as a drop candidate. And if he's available, I would pick him up. I'm personally starting him in one league. He's facing a weak Tennessee defense. Truthfully, he's had a pretty difficult schedule as far as teams that play good versus the pass. He has a relatively light schedule coming up as well, so I kind of like him kind of long term, but this Tennessee defense hasn't been anything good. He has some weapons, and I'm personally plugging him in and playing him this week versus Tennessee. And then as far as other players go, I mean, Jamal Williams, I think, is an interesting play this week with how Swift has been, and that Chicago defense really hasn't been that great versus the run. So I like the idea of playing Jamal Williams as a running back in a flex position if you have him available, because I know it gets sticky when Swift is back. You're like, do I play this guy now that Swift is back? And I'd say when you look at his numbers for the season in 1 point PPR, he's had only 3 games under 10 points, and he gets you at the minimum 5 points. And for most games, even when Swift is available, this guy is the goal line back. So you have that touchdown upside with him as well.
JB. Drop 2.
I'm gonna go.
By the way, Taco's Wilson take was for single QB leagues. Let me make sure I preface that.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, John.
I'm gonna double down on some wide receivers this week because they're fun and they're fun to hit on, and I think there's a couple good starts. First one being Christian Kirk. Christian Kirk, I think, is bouncing back in a serious way. He's 31% target share this year, so he is.
I just got Christian Kirk. Yes.
Locked loaded, floor. So you're expecting to get your solid 6 points, but he is showing some touchdown upside, going against a team that's allowed 36.4 points per game to wide receivers. So to me, there is a chance for a long touchdown. Christian Kirk has top 12 potential again this week. So I'm starting him so happily. The other one to double down on the Russell Wilson take is Jerry Jeudy. Jerry Jeudy is heating up. He's looking to be like the wide receiver to play. Cortland Sutton is not on pace for anything special. And the Tennessee Titans suck against the pass. They suck specifically against the deep pass on passes that are 20 plus yards. They offer a 146.2 passer rating with 17 completions and 4 touchdowns on the year. So to me, like the Jeudy deep bomb, you're going to get at least you're hoping for a 40-yard, 50-yard completion, and then hopefully he just breaks it for a touchdown and you're just fucking dancing to the end zone. So Jerry Jeudy's one of those big, one play makes your week type of guy. And I think this Broncos offense and Russell Wilson is going to show some life coming out of the bye against a struggling, hapless defense in Tennessee.
And one more, KJ Hamler's out this week too.
And you got no KJ Hamler. So even though it's so funny, people go, "Oh, what does it matter?" Dude, 3 targets matter. Like 3 targets is a big deal. It's the difference between that's a difference between 7 and 10 targets on a week is a big difference. And so, when Jerry Jeudy's getting 6-7 targets, it's nothing. When he's getting 10 plus targets, it's like, okay, yeah, now I'm paying attention.
And KJ Hamler was getting the vertical routes and was getting some of the bombs from Wilson. So that means that more than likely you're gonna have to look somewhere else, and that opens up Jeudy.
It's gonna be you're gonna see you're going to see a few Jerry Jeudy big plays this week, and you're going to be like, "Oh, wow, that's crazy!" And you're like, "Where'd he go?" It's like, yeah. First of all, it's what he's good at, and second of all, this is what this defense is bad at. they're going to give him up. Like it's just going to happen. It's Cortland Sutton's not going to streak on a 9 route and all of a sudden burn his defender. It's just not going to happen. Jerry Jeudy has that ability.
Okay,
Cortland Sutton's fine. I don't think he has the top end speed that really gives Tennessee's defense a hard time.
And likely, someone is already going to be starting Sutton in one or
they're
two.
Both good starts. They're both good starts. But I'm saying Jerry Jeudy is that.
But I'm saying for the sake of what you're saying, we're giving people good, thorough information here. Like if you were to say Cortland Sutton, someone's already doing that as a 1 or a 2.
Yeah. You drafted him. You're hoping at this point. You're hoping for life. You're in Cortland Sutton and Michael Pittman are in the same sort of like. Holy shit! What the floor fell out so fast on these 2 players. Like everything looked good. The first 3 weeks, everything looked so good with both guys. You were like, "Yup, lock them in. I'm set. Like I don't have to worry about." And like that, you're like, "Oh shit! Now I got nothing. I'm hoping for at least a wide receiver 3."
What you got, Mike?
All right, so to piggyback off John, even though I don't like John right now because he said that Kirk is going to have a great game. But I'm saying it in a joking way because I have 3. One is real quick because it's an obvious play, but I'm making a bold prediction. Travis Etienne is going to be a top 5 running back this week easily, or top 3 because the Chiefs are the worst team against a passing running back, and it drives me nuts. So
you're such a fan. I love it.
My 2 real ones.
Chiefs face
Jacksonville.
That's a good game.
Oh, yeah.
I'm excited about that game.
No, that's why I'm saying. That's why it scares me is because Etienne's going to eat my defense alive.
Okay.
Juan Thornhill is going to have to make some open field tackles, Robbie.
You're good.
My 2 real ones is the Detroit Lions defense sucks in the secondary. Darnell Mooney is going to have a good game because with another week of practice, Claypool's going to open that up again for Mooney deep and for Kmet with Claypool running the slot because they weren't using him right in Pittsburgh, and Matt Canada shouldn't be the OC there. That's another story. My second one is you have an injured quarterback in a few places. One of those, he shouldn't be playing this week, but I think he is going to play, unfortunately, just because I want him to be healthy in the playoffs. Josh Allen is their quarterback, right, Taco? So that means you put Devin Singletary in every frickin' lineup.
There we go.
Does Hines scare you?
There we go.
Not at all. Naeem Hines should never scare you.
Right?
Because I mean,
he's not a running guy. I think they're going to scam the ball.
Even 70% of the backfield, all you need out of Devin Singletary is touchdowns, and that's what it's like. CEH, like if the touchdowns fall his way, which you're hoping happen, like if he goes on a stretch where he's scoring 1 or 2 touchdowns a game, you're psyched. It's just
exactly.
It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah,
when you're in an offense like that, it doesn't.
I
it's
had
weird.
Singletary in my 14-team league, and
I think you're okay. I think you're going to
You're in a. That's a. Yeah,
I'm saying
and
3 out of the last 4
teamer.
weeks he's been underperforming, and now we add Hines there, and Cook is
it's
getting
a 14-teamer.
No, that's not my point. My point is, I'm saying I have him, so I know 3 out of the last 4 weeks he's been bad. He's hit 5.6 and 1 point PPR, 9.3 and 8 points in those 3 games. And what I'm saying is, with Hines there, and now Cook starting to show more thing, he's starting to scare me, Singletary. And in this matchup, I'm just not sure how they're using them like that. He's hopefully going to get the touchdown, but Josh Allen's been taking that.
For sure. And I hope that, and I think that Devin Singletary in the offseason, you should be shipping off Devin Singletary and really, if you want to sell him now, that's fine. But I'm just talking this week specifically against the Vikings with Case Keenum and all that. I think the situation is really slippery. You have, 2 guys, James Cook, who's shown that he's electric, and Naeem Hines, who's a pass catcher that, yes, we're not committing to you as being a 3-down back. So for sure, but there is always the threat that he can have 1 or 2 touchdowns on the week because the Bills' offense is just that good. And it's just like if the touchdowns happen to fall into Singletary's lap, it's gonna happen the same way it happened with CEH. And I was telling people the same thing. I'm like, look, he's getting 56% snap share. Like it just happens. It just happens that he's getting the touchdowns. You can't commit to this. Like you can't believe that for fantasy at least. You can't say to yourself this is gonna happen. But I think with 70, I think we saw like 70% snap share last week. You're gonna see every once in a while his touchdowns.
I like that. I like this call in the chat. The Pickett Pickens connection. I mean, now especially you're an extra week away. Removed without Claypool there, which will lead me to my 2 must starts or my 2 flex must starts. I think that another week of Claypool being in Chicago. What Mike was saying about Darnell Mooney, I think that's going to be Chase Claypool, actually. I think that Claypool is going to be able to fit into this offense quite well. He was on Kyle Brandt's Angry Runs segment this last, about a couple of days ago. I think that there are plenty of more Angry Runs to come out of Chase Claypool. He's projected for about 12.8 fantasy points. I wouldn't be shocked if maybe he breaks open for a touchdown and makes that 16, 17, 18 fantasy point for you. I think that Claypool could have a big day, and you'd be surprised. And then you'd be able to, right before the trade deadline, be able to move him off your team and see what you can bring back. My second, Jahan motherfucking Dotson is back, baby.
Is he healthy though? I'm worried about the
Brian Robinson's looking at him like, bro, how are you not on the field yet? Like, how are you not? I got shot.
Exactly,
you're still on the sideline. It's like, yo, I had lead in my body and you're still on the sideline. Oh, all right, okay.
Bro, here's the thing. They have kept flip-flopping back and forth on whether or not they're going to bring him back, whether or not. I think that it's been long enough to where they're like, all right, you're good, bro. Like I think that he's like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm ready. And they're looking at the fact that they're a half game back. This is great for Terry McLaurin. I know that it was mentioned earlier. Mike, I think you brought it up. Terry McLaurin having to have a big outing. Big game, big bright lights. Monday Night Football. If you're going to be behind, you're needing that play. That smash play, Jahan Dotson, you probably might be able to pick him up because people have probably, have already dropped him. I mean, I haven't seen him really dropped in a whole lot of leagues that I'm in. And I play against guys like these, so I mean, if you have him on your roster, now's the time to fire him up. If you've been holding him on your roster, now's the time to fire him up. I'm not calling an upset. but it's the most Heineke shit. We almost beat Minnesota, and we told you. We literally said last week. Dan, who's in the chat, was at the bar with me last week, and I was literally telling like the table couple gambling dudes, and I was like, "Yo, you're playing. You're taking Minnesota. If you really want to play the money line, take Minnesota. I don't blame you if you want to try and take Washington, but your real play is Minnesota by 3." And I said it on air.
I was wrong.
Expect this game to be close.
Yeah.
Expect this. Heineke finds these weird fucking ways to keep games between a field goal and a touchdown.
And
And
I'm
as
the
long as
one
he
that
had-
had to say Minnesota money line or Washington money line.
Yeah,
What
and
did
as
I said
long-
Washington money line.
And as long as he is within a field goal and a touchdown, the team has an ability to win. Where's that miracle ball going to go to? It's likely going to go to the person that defenses haven't had to worry about in a hot minute in those situations. Obviously, your prime receiver is McLaurin. We know he can get you down there, and he's a smart player, high IQ player. Those two guys, does Curtis Samuel maybe take a hit? Yeah. But that also opens up to where Curtis Samuel can still be profitable for you within jet sweeps because now Dotson is able to be back.
Mm-hmm.
So look for that game to be fucking insane. For real, for real.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're gonna get to bets of the week. We'll talk about it. I
Yeah.
promise
Oh, yeah.
you that. I fucking promise you that. We're gonna talk
And
about that game.
An honorable mention, the homie Josh Palmer. Just throwing it out there.
From your lips to my lineup.
That's
I got him on 1 week, bro. I expect big things this week.
If it's not now, when is the question, right? Like you have to really because it's
Frisco's good though. That's the thing that scares me.
And who else is there? Dude,
I know.
It's
what
so
I'm saying
sad.
is
The depth of that team.
Let it be.
I wish they had some depth. It sucks for Justin Herbert because he's such a talent. It's like
what the fuck is wrong with Keenan Allen though? Like his hamstring.
He's old.
He's 30 years old, man. You know how long it takes a hamstring to heal.
Let's get into best bets. Let's get into best bets. It's a perfect time for us to roll into best bets. I'm looking at the time above. Okay. Best bets of the weekend. I am going to set it off first with my first one because I know that it'll create some conversation. Yeah, so if you find something else, fuckers.
Damn it.
Look, I am going to give us some UFC talk really quick. The style bender baby is back. Let's fucking go.
Yeah.
I don't care that Alex Pereira. I sat back and I have watched multiple time and time again of that Alex Pereira knockout against Adesanya when they were basically fucking kids in the fight game, okay? They were children. It was kickboxing. It wasn't, it was different. Adesanya wasn't as polished as he is now. He had his hands dropped. He got.
Mm-hmm.
Adesanya
has more power than
also Adesanya doesn't fight that close anymore.
And that was kickboxing.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. And that was kickboxing. Completely different. Completely.
Catch me on the ground now. How about that?
You'll never see that man. You'll never see that man be here. And then like this again. You'll never see that. You'll never see his hands. That's not gonna be a thing.
Yeah.
His size wasn't even the fucking same. He was so much smaller.
He was like Kevin Durant back then.
Yeah.
That is true.
He was wiry.
Very wiry. That's the word I was looking for. Very wiry.
Yo,
I'm like, wait, what's the word I'm thinking of?
I don't care about the plus 185 dog. Look, when it comes, first off, throw projections and money lines and all that shit out the fucking window. Okay? When it comes to this, play what you fucking know.
Mm-hmm.
All right? If you really need to buy a round of drinks that fucking bad, then fine. I don't care. Then take Pereira at the plus 185.
Dude,
You're
how
fucking
sexy
crazy.
is that line, though?
Let me give y'all something really quick before I pass it on to my colleagues. Adesanya is one fight away from tying Anderson fucking Silva. Anderson the Spider Silva.
Legend.
For most consecutive fucking wins.
Legend.
In that division.
Yeah. Wow. Fuck. I mean,
He
that's the
already has
closest
12.
thing to Anderson
Tomorrow,
Silva is
tomorrow night will make
Adesanya.
13.
That's a hell of a record.
And yes, I wouldn't mind you parlaying it with Poirier and Esparza. Shout out to Esparza. She trains with the homie Cesar Gutierrez, who is a Rumboyz sponsored fighter. You guys can check him out if you're ever local, like the Midwest, Garden City, Kansas City area, KC Mo area, St. Louis, fights in Texas and shit. Homie does a lot of the LAFC fights. Trains with Carlos Esparza and that whole camp. Big ups, big ups.
I gotta say something. I'm gonna start off with a quote from a great UFC champion. Headshot, dead. That's from my boy Leon Edwards, who stepped up and took down Kamaru Usman, who was chasing history as well. Now, I'm a fucking Izzy fan. I want Izzy to win this shit so
know
bad.
where he's going.
But I'm nervous, bro. But hey, they got the power, and I'm just sitting there like, yo, at a 185 for that off shot. I mean, think about it. $10 on Pereira wins you 28.
I'm gonna call you drunk as shit after the fight.
I mean, like I said, I'm rooting for Izzy, but I don't mind throwing a little 10 spot on homie because he does got that. He's beat him twice. He's knocked him out. I'm a little nervous because I see Izzy's a little nervous. He's taking this more seriously than I've seen him take any fight in a long time, and he's admitted that. He's going in there with a killer. It's a one-shot. It's more of a 50-50 line than what the odds makers are giving him. Like, I think Izzy's going to win, but
that line's going to move. That line's going to move.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that's why I like this, because this is more of a 50-50 match or like a 60, like maybe like a 55-45 kind of than the line that I'm seeing here, because this is just, it's too juicy for me not to just, it's like a hedge bet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you lose, at least I win.
Yeah.
I like it.
So on the UFC, I'm not the biggest UFC gambler because I appreciate the art, I appreciate the sport, I just don't bet it much. But watching Adesanya fight Robert Whittaker, and to me, Robert Whittaker was a legit, like, that was your test. Like, he had power, he could take you to the ground, he could do different shit. That, like, after that fight, I'm like, he's just on a hot streak. Like, he can't miss. And so, I think it's going to be a tough fight coming up. But to me, you have to like the odds. He's just fighting at a different level right now, where he looks good. And so that's, I don't know, that's kind of it.
Like, you could tell though he was getting a little bored because his last fight with Cannonier, he was just being really basic. He didn't need to dip into the. He didn't need to dip into his bag of tricks. He's like, I can just beat your ass regular. I can beat your ass real regular. He took the Costa fight so personally, and he came out and then he whooped him. Same thing with Vettori, because Vettori was talking so much smack. He beat the shit out of him too. Cannonier was a humble dude, whatever. Izzy didn't get fucking worked up for him the way he normally does, and it was a little bit more of a like, technical fight. It wasn't like a show. This, I think, could be a show. Yeah. Izzy don't like him.
He's gonna like him. I think one of these guys, it's gonna end in a knockout. One of these guys is gonna get sparked. I think it's just gonna be like, that's how there's no way this is gonna end in a decision. Like, someone is gonna get absolutely sparked. And to me, I think it's Asanya.
Bro, in the Romero fight, I think that's when he says, I'm ready to die for this shit in the 5th round.
Yeah.
Romero.
Mentally, if someone looked me in the eyes and said, I'm ready to die for this shit, I'd be like,
hey, don't be surprised. Don't be surprised. Yeah. Hey, listen, I'm going to just say this. If Adesanya steps into that cage and hits the Death Reaper seal,
dude.
It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done.
Yeah.
It's done. That man's chakras are aligned.
Yo, if he gets that ninjutsu going, I feel like
All right, so
Mike.
I would like.
That's right.
No,
wait.
I want. I want
to give my NFL lock of the week. But
no,
go,
I want
Mike.
Taco.
Go for it.
No, I was gonna say I want Taco because Taco didn't really give his picks either. I just didn't know which way Robbie was going. I want Taco and John to give their NFL picks because I have a soliloquy.
Let's go.
NFL picks for me. Let me take
or whatever. Just do. I want to be last. That's all.
Well, like I said, I like the potato for 10 just because I like Izzy, but I'm a little nervous. I think that's closer to a 50-50 line. So that's gonna move up. So it's kind of good money right now. Even it's a hedge bet for me as far as I'm concerned. I
was gonna say Taco did give his take. All right, John, what's your take, bro?
So to me, there's one game that I think stands out in terms of gambling that it looks like the lines just don't make sense, and it's the Detroit-Chicago game. To me, I'm taking Chicago. I love the over. I'm seeing it at 47.5. So I think both defenses stink. I think that the offense on Detroit is good enough to keep up with Justin Fields. Justin Fields is trending. They're a bottom third rush defense, and Justin Fields just torched them for 170 last week. So I think you're going to see Montgomery look well. Justin Fields look good. They're going to hit the long play. They're going to hit some bombs. So I think Detroit's good enough to keep up. So I'm betting the over and give me the 2 and a hook on Chicago. I think they win by more than a field goal. I'm taking at least a touchdown. So I love Chicago this week in a get-right game. The offense is kind of trending in the right direction. This is one that you need to win as a new sort of regime and franchise to prove yourself to ownership. Like, we're doing something right with Justin Fields. And I think he's a superstar. I think he's a superstar in the making. So he's going to win this game.
Mike, send us home.
All right. So let me ask you a question, Robbie. Since I haven't given my opinion on this argument we had earlier. If Izzy was not the champion, do you think Pereira would be the number 1 contender?
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And that is the reason. That is the reason Pereira is going to be the one getting starched tomorrow night. Okay, so that's all I have to say. Because
get your ass down, boy.
This reminds me of one of my favorite fighters of all time, and that is GSP.
Yeah.
When GSP, no, hear me out. No, hear me out. When GSP lost to Matt Serra, he took everything super personal, and then freaking he was ready, dog ready. Here's the thing. Even though it was not in the UFC, I don't care. Adesanya is coming like, dog, I want my respect back. He looks so shredded today. He looked like get off the bus ready.
Yeah. I was like, oh shit. I was like, yo, that boy cut.
Yeah. He's a bully.
So on that one, you can I know the odds this and that, but you can take my pick.
I like
Adesanya. I think
Adesanya too.
Hey,
Robbie knows my UFC obsession. So here we go.
He gonna get his leg
Can I make
back.
a weird analogy before we move on?
Yeah, go.
I'm gonna say fighting and sports like golf are in similar ilks, right? Where when you're in a groove and you just can't miss, like when you're feeling everything. Same thing with golf. When you feel like you can just tell when a guy's on a hot streak. To me, Adesanya's just on a hot streak. Like he's feeling it. Like I don't see a world where he's gonna lose this fight. Like it's gonna be a tough one. But it's just, how can you really argue?
I felt that same way about Kamaru Usman versus Leon Edwards.
Mm-hmm.
I was great.
No, I didn't. I didn't have that. I didn't have the same confidence.
I'm not a Usman guy, but no.
It was a one lucky shot knockout. It was a headshot bang. He set him up and knocked him out. Usman was winning that in a decision. Usman had that fight.
You're right. No, you're right on
that. You're right. But I don't.
There is something to knockout power, though. There is something to that.
And that's
like
what
the threat of a one punch fight's over. Like
that's what he.
I mean, I know it's different sport, boxing, totally different. But like the whole Mike Tyson effect of like, at any moment this fight goes over. All it takes is one punch and this fight's done. It's like there's something to that.
All I need is one shot.
Just give me one.
Go ahead and give us the final take of the night, Mike.
All right, so I love the Poirier Chandler matchup, but not for betting because it's just too close. Yeah. Robbie knows how I am with UFC, so if anyone in the chat needs, I'm going deep into the card. Okay, so
just give your best bet.
No, I am. MSG Madison Square Garden is where this is at. Frankie Edgar, it's Frankie Edgar's retirement fight. He's plus 200. I'm taking Frankie Edgar, but if you want to go alternate line, it's plus 350 if Frankie wins by unanimous decision. And he does get to a lot of decisions later in his career.
I was about to say I would take the decision.
And the other one, I know it's minus 210, but give me Dominic Reyes.
Okay, I'm with that.
I like that.
Yeah, I would ride that. I would tell that. I would tell that.
How about this? What do you feel about the Hooker fight?
Hooker?
Yeah. Me too.
Yeah, I would take. I would take Hooker really quick. Miami trap game. I'm taking Cleveland plus 3.5. I'm taking Miami.
I'm taking Miami.
Oh yeah.
3.5.
But I don't mind you. I don't mind the Cleveland 3.5.
Mike, if you had a gun to your head and had to pick Poirier and Chandler, who would you take?
Poirier.
Hart Poirier, but I just have a weird feeling that Chandler's pulling it off.
I agree.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Chandler's like a zombie, bro. He'll get punched in the face, and you're like, "Why aren't you going down?"
And I think his wrestling is a little bit better.
Yeah.
Look, tomorrow going to be a lit ass night. I'll definitely be out watching the fights. Newcastle Blood's taking out Chelsea in the Prim. Dude, I love that. I love that one. Okay. Hey, Newcastle got me to the bag. What was it? Yesterday? 2 days ago? My days be running together, bro. Like, don't even. Yeah.
don't sweat it.
Yeah. But Newcastle got me a bag like a little bit ago. So like I'm rocking with that. This one is super intriguing.
Yeah, this one's tough. I think I don't know if Cleveland's offense. I think they're efficient, but I don't know if they can keep up with Miami. Like I don't know if they can keep if they hit on the Tyreek Hill play a couple times. I think you're in trouble.
Tyreek Hill needs 287 yards to break Mark Clayton's single season record.
Oh, he's going to break every record.
He needs 87 yards to break. Fuck.
He's playing on a planet that's on Mars. It's crazy.
It's 3 records that Tyreek Hill's about to break, probably within like this weekend.
Yeah.
Like 2 of them will fall for sure. The third one, I mean, he's not going to get 200 something yards, but like he'll get the 200 next week. He'll get that next week. Yeah.
I guess my point is like I just get worried because if there is a world where things break right for Miami and they get out to a 14-0 lead and it's like you're expecting Nick Chubb to rip off a big run and it's like that can happen, but it's like it's different like versus a Tyreek Hill play or Jalen Waddle play where it's downfield is bigger things. You're hoping for a 40-50 yard Nick Chubb run. It's like against this Miami defense, you're going to be in trouble. I think it's just hard to predict that. I don't think Amari Cooper is going to all of a sudden break off a huge one. I don't think Donovan Peoples-Jones is going to break off a huge one. Like to me, it's just they were very efficient. Control the ball, control the clock offense. And Miami is perfect to just say, no, we're going to score right now. Like give me the ball and I'll score in 2 minutes. It takes me 2 minutes to get down the field. I'm done. And that's the problem. I don't think Cleveland can keep up with that. I think they're just it's going to be long, sustained drives for Cleveland, which is going to be fine. It's going to be whatever. And then Miami's going to touch the ball and go, oh, touchdown. And you're going to be like, oh, shit, this sucks.
I'm with the shits. No, yeah, I'm following you on that one. I think give me Miami by 10.
Yeah, I'm just seeing. So it's interesting that he has 3.5. I have 4.5. So it's like there is some discrepancy there. Like people think the line should be high. Like people are giving more points to Cleveland. They think Miami's going to win this game clearly. And so it's just I think at some point
DraftKings is 3.5.
Yeah, that's crazy because I have it at 4.5.
Yeah. I was just curious because I use DraftKings now just for that. So I was just curious.
Yeah, it's funny, the online sites that don't have like a physical building that's sustained like an infrastructure usually have better lines because they don't have an overhead. versus like
Yep.
betting with the Bellagio, who they're like, I got a staff to feed. Like, this is crazy. So, but Vegas has the line at 4.5. So, you know, the money's on Miami.
Yeah, I'm with it. Let's go around. Let's get into some outros. If anyone really has anything important they want to say, does anyone have anything important they want to say?
I actually did a $5 Edgar Reyes Hooker Poirier Adesanya. 5 wins you 79. I think that's a pretty solid bet.
Yeah, why not, right?
Yeah, follow Taco on Twitter and get that bet.
Thanks.
Shout out Fantasy Coaches, www.fantasycoaches.com. You got rankings, you got articles, you have our projections, you have our playbook, you have all that fun stuff. So it's free. We just do this shit because we love fantasy football. So check us out. We also go live Mondays and Thursdays at 5:30-ish, 5:30 in that ballpark. Mondays is usually our waiver wire show, breakdown of the weekend. Thursdays is starts and sits. So yeah, that's my big shout out. And shout out to the Veterans Day. Y'all are ballers. I got my Cape Cod League baseball hat for the veterans. So yeah, man, y'all are fucking why I'm free and why I get to do what I do and be in this beautiful country. So thank you for everything. And I had a fun time. I had to drink tequila, talk bets and football with my buddies. So yeah,
fucking miss you, bro.
I miss you too, dude. I miss you too. This was so fun.
Mike,
you can find me at DROPTHEMIKEFF. That's Drop the Mike FF on Twitter. Other than that, go.
Check out all of our sponsors. Links are in the description section. Buy a chain, damn it. And this is literally this is the best Christmas gift that you can get. Like for real. Like it's something special about when you get like jewelry.
I want a little Red Sox. I want a little Red Sox charm or a
the Red Sox ones are fire.
Yeah, I bet.
The Red Sox ones are fire.
Yeah, I bet.
And for guys, remember this: some of these chains, they be conversation starters at the bar with some of these girls. They see it. Oh, that's a nice chain. Oh, guess what? How you doing?
Yeah.
Hey, it does actually. I can say that it does actually work. Yeah. Like it does actually.
He's testing it out. He's testing it out in 35
Like when I would go to Vegas and I have, oh, you're from New York? Yeah, baby. What's up?
Yep, exactly. Yes. So,
go park the car. Are you from Boston? Like go park the car. Yeah, I'm good.
Yo, you work too hard to not treat yourself. So that's the only thing I gotta say is go cop a chain, shop GLD, promo code GLDG Rum. Mike, play that damn outro.